So welcome everyone. We're light painting brushes Q&A session. This is a great opportunity to jump on and ask any kind of questions you have. You know, anything that we can help with. Also have some tools to share, and you know, if you have any questions or suggest any kind of tutorials you'd like to see, this is your time to ask us questions and let us give you the answer. I'm going to put a link in the comments here. Let me put that there. So this link is to the Zoom meeting. We would absolutely love to see you. If you jump over to Zoom, go ahead and join this meeting, and you'll be able to ask any kind of questions or anything like that. But we would love as much participation as possible and have the opportunity to meet some of you. And this is a great community, and you know, want to thank everybody for being here and being a part of this. And we've got Jason Page. I don't know if you can see him yet.
I'm here.
I think they might have to be over to somebody's joining right now. So
on Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just bear with us through this, because this is a new kind of process of doing this. So
why don't you start showing us some tools, Jason Reinhardt?
All right. Yeah. So you know, basically with the plexi attachments, you know, there's a lot of different stuff that you can do. So obviously you have the feather attachment. You know, you have the option of sanding it down, doing different kind of textures to your tools. You can add different kind of gels. So these are just different types of examples of custom made, you know, a way to customize your tools to get different kind of effects. Something I like to do a lot is I add strips of paint, or not paint, excuse me, but the electrical tape, and just add different kind of patterns into the tools. You know, a lot of people ask me how I get the streaking effects and different kind of stuff in my images. And a lot of that has to do with just the way I customize the tools that I'm using and the different things that I do. Now, Mr. Johnny Griffin is with us. He's the guru of the of the customization of tools for sure. So it's a pleasure having him here. I see him on the screen. But, you know, these are just some different examples of stuff you can do.
Okay, is there a way you could pop up any images to show examples of that? Is that possible or no?
Yeah, it sure is. We will do that for sure. Another thing you can do, like here's the feather attachment, just some leaves, you know what I mean? Just attach some leaves onto there, get a nice little, you know, flowing orange kind of effect, which is another neat thing that you can do.
Did you just tape those on there?
Yeah, this was just taped right on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But, you know, there's a lot of different options that you can do that you don't need to, you know, obviously sanding is something that you can do. Sanding down the tool to get that milky flow in your image.
That's something, sorry, go ahead.
What's that?
I just want to touch on that, on the sanding, and I know Johnny might have some something to say on that as well. Just with the sanding of the edge, not sanding the tool itself, but the sanding of the edge. Just about the way the light painting brushes come now is that the edges are all polished. If you sand the edge, which just about, I would say 99% of my plexiglass are all sanded edge, just because I like that look much better. I think it gives it a much more defined shape.
Right.
The only reason that we don't sell them with the sanded edge anymore is because it's the people that do want that polished edge look, it's much more difficult to go back to polished rather than it is to go to sanded. So, but Johnny Griffin, question for you. You would talk to me about the way you sand the edge here and the different ways to do it where you would get more light on the edge with the plexiglass. He was talking about specifically sanding it, not necessarily just flat like I do it here.
Right.
Johnny was talking about sanding it even kind of at like a 45, right, Johnny?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll either do a bevel sand, or instead of sanding it flat with a block, I'll actually sand around it. That gives me a little bit of edge, or I will literally 45 it and then sand it down. That way, when you hold the blade flat, you've actually got a real wide diffusion area. Let me grab, I'll have to grab one real quick and.
But that's going to give you an even brighter edge.
Right.
Oh, look at Jess. There's Jess.
Right.
Hi, Jess.
Ready for bed.
It's a good place to be.
Absolutely.
While Johnny's grabbing his tool, another thing as far as the edges, just using, different transparent gels that you can buy. And I can show you guys some examples of what exactly that does, but just, putting a gel on there, and even if, onto what he was saying with the sanding it, and especially at the 45 with the color gel on there, that will definitely enhance that texture and that color, into your image.
Right.
So here's what I was talking about. Let me turn the light off. You can kind of see how 45 all the way around. Instead of just straight off, see how thin that is? Versus here, see, I've got that 1/4 inch all the way around. So it gives me a brighter facial edge as well as point.
Right on.
So the wider you make this here, the more diffusion you're capable of getting.
Gotcha. So I'm going to grab a sanding block. Hold on. I'm going to show
All
you.
right.
I'll tell you another blade.
For the people that, what's that, Johnny?
I'll tell you another trick I like to do, and that's drill holes in my blades.
There you go. Uh-oh.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Don't go all the way through. It only goes about 1/8 of the way through the blade. But
Right.
I put dimples. I put blade dimples in it to give you nice little hot spots, especially if you get out of where they're strobing. It's a real cool effect.
Well, this is a perfect opportunity to talk about something that I've been actually doing this year, and that's let me show you guys. And I can actually go to screen share and show you guys a couple of examples. But first, I'll just talk about what I've been doing. So a tool that everyone, has that does light painting is your hands. So one of the cool things you can do when you're light painting is utilizing your hands in a manner that's actually either enhancing what you're creating, or how you're holding a tool, and the placement of your hands with that tool in turn is adding an element into your image. So what I like to do, with the basic portrait light, obviously its main purpose is to illuminate your model or your subject, but just from placement of the hands while holding that tool, you're creating different kind of patterns and different kind of effects. The same thing applies for like the feather attachment or any of the other attachments. I like to put my hand up on the top. Let me grab a light here. So what happens is you see the shadowing and just a different texture and that. And I'll show you an example. But just from holding my tool that way and utilizing my hands is something free to us all that we all have, and it's an opportunity to add into your image. Can everybody see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
I take a lot of pictures, just bear with me. Yeah, so with this is a picture that I recently did. That is just what I demonstrated there as far as with the feather attachment. The browning that you see and that hue on the edges, and that's actually just the light using my hands in a particular manner that's allowing the light to bounce off my hands, during the light painting. it takes a little bit of practice, just, because typically when you're using a light painting tool, you're flowing with one hand, one arm, but, learn to utilize both hands in different kinds of movements to get an interesting effect will work. And as far as the portrait light, I know it's in this folder. We were just looking at it.
Yeah. Where are those other ones too, Jay? Those other plexiglass ones you were showing me earlier, where you had your hand over it to create the lines. You remember that one?
Yeah, that's the one I'm trying to. I should have created a folder right off the bat.
We're learning.
Yeah, so here we go. So, and I'll get to the lines, but so here I'm using the portrait light to illuminate my daughter, but also utilizing that as in another manner as an actual light painting tool, because traditionally, you don't want to be pointing the portrait light towards your camera, but it does work doing it that way, and you're creating something else with that tool. So it's got many different uses. Let me show you the fingers.
I've never used it that way in my life.
Right.
Never once. It's like.
So here's with the fingers, so that's with one of the screw-on color filters with the portrait light. And I'm moving through the air by placing my fingers in a particular manner to create those lines and patterns and texture into the image.
That one's done with the portrait light like that?
That is the portrait light, yep.
I thought see, okay, got it.
Yeah, and it's just, all on how you're holding it and blocking out light. And, yeah. And like I said, the other way around that would be, to just use electrical tape on your tools to make different kind of patterns and stuff like that.
That one almost looks like sheet music or something,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Interesting.
Let me go back full screen here for a sec. All right, so let's see. Is anybody that's jumped on here? Do you have any questions for us or anything you'd like to know, or something that we can help you with? See a few people here.
Todd's on there. Check out Todd's photo.
Todd, how you doing?
I don't know if he can hear us.
I think he just has us on mute. I think he can probably hear.
There it is. I don't know how to work this stuff.
Ah, there he is.
Yay, Todd!
What's going on, guys?
How are you, Ben?
Doing pretty good. Getting ready for our South Florida meetup whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we'll put that together one of these days.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, for sure. We got to do something. What do you just do? How do you do this? Just a regular photo? Why don't I see you moving?
That's
You
just
have a photo
my
up.
profile thing, and I don't have my video on because,
Got you.
Would anybody like to? I do have my camera tethered. Would anybody like to see me do a light painting? What I just demonstrated. I have my daughter. Yeah, we can do that. And give me one sec to grab a couple things, and we'll. For everyone that does know her and doesn't know her, this is Denver in the background. This is my daughter.
Hello.
Hi, Denver.
Thanks for sitting in, Denver.
You're welcome.
So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use the portrait light. So we're going to use that to illuminate her. And then I'm also going to use the portrait light with a pink screw-on connector, universal connector, and I got a Coast TX9R flashlight on there. So I'll do that.
What's the other light you're using to illuminate her?
Same thing, Coast TX9R.
Got it.
All right. So Denver, are you ready? All right, so let me turn the lights out. I've got to cover my my monitor here. Start my camera. All right, if this don't turn out, don't laugh at me. This is my first time ever doing this. So first thing I'm using is the portrait light. Just gonna come up and over the head. And now I've got the portrait light with the color screw-on connector, and then I'm gonna place my hands in a pattern. We'll stop the image. All right. So that's what I just did here in my studio. But yeah, like you can see, you know, just holding the hands in a particular manner, and you know, you get these real nice, interesting streaking lines, and it's a nice little element into your light painting.
And it's just by holding your hands over like so, like fingers over. That's how
Yeah.
you-
So you know, like I said, just placing your fingers, you know, just in a manner, and I'm carrying the light painting with both arms, both hands. But
Got it.
yeah.
So you use one hand over the light and just move it about like you normally would.
Correct. Yeah. Hold on one second. Let me I can go back out here live.
There you go.
Yeah, so when I've got the tool, you can see the placement of my fingers. So we're just coming out, and I'm just, you know, doing different stuff. You know, typically with a lot of the tools, a lot of us know how to light paint with one hand and do all that. But like I said, it's something that's really neat, and something I started, you know, using a lot more this year with utilizing your hands as a tool beyond the actual tool that you're using to light paint. So you're adding a whole new element into your image by just by simply holding your tools in a different fashion, in a different manner.
Do one with the plexiglass.
Yes.
Doing the same thing where you hold your hand over it or whatever.
All right. So I'll use this nice little rectangle. It's one of my favorite ones. I went to Lowe's and found that stuff you put on windows, the stained glass stuff that's, you know, stick it, whatever you want to say, but works pretty cool. It's a nice tool.
That's one of the original ones right there.
Yeah, I mean, those first ones you made, man, they were massive. That one's seen better days too.
Yeah, see that big break on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for this one, we'll just do something maybe like this, where I'm holding, and we'll see what kind of pattern we get. I have to apologize. I have to cover my computer screen every time because I'm still trying to figure out a way to either dim it, or I wish it had like an auto dimmer or something, but that'd be pretty cool. But I guess this is just navigating the virtual world.
Whatever works.
Right? So I'll start my camera. So first thing, I'm gonna use the portrait light again, starting at the bottom, up and over the head. Then I've got that rectangle plexi, just holding it in a particular manner.
hiding. That one's kind of wild. Yeah.
But yeah, you can see some of the, and
Yeah.
you know, normally I'd be a lot darker in here. I've got some light coming into my studio, but
That
just,
was cool, man. That texture, those colors.
right?
Yeah. Can we get a close up of the paper that's on it?
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, was
Yes.
your very first sweep, was that what exposed Denver? Your very first movement up with the, before
It
you
was,
put your fingers?
With the portrait light, Jay, when you went
So
up.
that was pointing at Denver when you came up?
Yeah, let me show you. So the way that I use the portrait light is I always, you know, probably about 1.5 feet away. I start down low. You don't want to start at the top because the reason being that's the farthest point away. So your model or your subject is, you know, there's, if you're sitting, you have a subject and it's on a table, well, the table's extended out. So everything about light painting is spatial awareness. You have to know the environment in which you're shooting. So if I'm starting at the top, there's a chance that I might bump into her and then she's got to reposition and then, you know, we want her as sharp as possible. So I'm starting down low about 1.5 feet and just right up and over the head and then it's off.
Okay,
And
thanks.
that's about the speed I go at. Just a nice, even.
And that's with what's the lumen output of that light?
300 lumens.
All right, so that's with a 300 lumen light at f8 and ISO 400 at that speed. That's where you're going to get a solid illumination of your subject.
Okay.
But the one thing that I really want to touch on specifically was making your own tools out of plastic bottles. So this is how the whole light painting brushes was born out of plastic bottles, and the universal connector was created because I used to use plastic bottles all the time as my light painting tools. And so I made this connector because I wanted to be able to connect different size flashlights to the plastic bottles that I was using as my light painting tools at the time. And so that's why the universal connector was made, it was invented. But I just think that it's kind of underutilized that you can make your own tools from empty plastic bottles. And literally you can just take any standard water or soda bottle and you can do a ton of stuff to these and they create really cool textures. I have no idea how to use this Zoom, so I wish I could like post pictures and stuff. I'm going to figure out how to do that. Jason's going to teach me. And that way, maybe the next time I can show a bunch of different examples of the images that you can create just using plastic bottles. But that's the whole point of the universal connector. This community, as way back in the day, Todd and everybody knows, we all used to just make our own tools. And this universal connector was to make it much easier to make your own tools. So, you know, I appreciate everybody that, you know, gets tools from us and all that stuff, but there is a whole world of possibilities with making your own tools out there too. And you can just use empty plastic bottles to do it. So I just want to touch on that. That's a tutorial I'm going to be working on, just showing the different ways to make your own tools and stuff and just expand your own light painting tools with empty plastic bottles.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because another thing you can do, give me 1 second here. Everybody see my screen again?
Yep. Another one.
Yeah, so, you know, not only that, with the different types of bottles you can use, leave some liquid in there. You know, just a little bit of water, and I've got this, you know, capped up at the top there, universal connector, and you know that cool little effect, and just those the water ripples and stuff like that. But this can be a really cool element into your images.
Let's see it. Shoot an image with it.
Let's do it. I knew you were gonna say it. But you knew I was gonna do it. Give me 1 second here.
I will say on the universal connector, my bag's pretty small, and I have 3 connectors in it, 3 flashlights, and a night rider. And that's pretty much all I carry.
Nice.
Everything else is plastic bottles and found stuff.
Right on. That's the thing, man. You could put anything in this. I mean, literally, you know, the plastic bottles are just the beginning, but, you know, you could take, I forget who it was, but someone took just a bunch of straws. Who was that? Anybody remember? Anyway, somebody put a bunch of straws in it, and they got the coolest texture and colors just from jamming a bunch of straws down in there.
That was one of our weekly.
It was, right?
Yeah.
What, do you remember who it was? I can't remember right now.
Can't
Is it
remember.
Lori? Might have been Lori. Can't
And
remember.
here's that water bottle I just,
Oh yeah.
yeah, but that water creates some kind of, just a nice
Texture in there.
extra, you know, pattern in there that's really unique and nice. So,
It's killer. Yeah, I love that texture right in there. I'm pointing at my screen again like you can see me, but
right, like right in here, this.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's just something simple just to remember to do. Just, you know, keeping some water or adding a little bit of water into your water bottles.
Johnny went and got something. I saw him get up. I know he's got something. What do you got, Johnny?
You said you can add just about anything. How about a baseball bat?
There you go. Perfect.
That's just a plastic bat. I cut the end off and it fit right in the connector. Yeah, on the glitter sticks, I didn't really prepare to be part of participating tonight, but the glitter sticks are those little bubble tubes you get at Walmart. They're like a 5-pack.
Hold on.
They come in different colors. Like I said, I was going to be a witness tonight, not a participant, so.
Right.
Well, I didn't get prepared.
Well, those neat little tools you can find, like this thing is my baby. All it is just a pitcher, you know, just a water pitcher, but, you know, just something different. I use to throw in there different images. So I like those. Yeah, there you go. Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Is this the one you're talking about, Johnny? These ones?
Yeah, that's the big one. They actually make a smaller version. It's like maybe 8-10 inches long.
Yeah.
And it literally, without modifying it, will fit in the universal connector.
Okay, cool.
You know, they're, like I said, they're a 1-inch diameter tube. They're smooth sided. And you can take the cap off of them, drop glitter down in it. You can do those metallic pipe cleaners down in them, and then take the end up. But the rounded end, like I said, it fits the connector and locks in very well.
Cool.
With no other modifications.
I'll look.
Get it while y'all get the next thing. And then take the end up.
Sorry.
What else you got? Julie, do you have any questions or anything?
No, I was just hoping to ask other Jason if he'll come back to Jekyll Island again.
Oh man, that
That'd
place.
be fun.
That is. Oh man, I'll never forget when I saw, you know, Mr. Page. He went down there and he posted a vlog and everything, and I immediately called him up. I was like, "Where is it? Where is this place?" And man, just to experience that place and that atmosphere and those trees and these giant driftwood trees that are just, you know, with the ocean is something really special. It's like walking through an art gallery on its own. Like it's such a unique experience. But I would absolutely love to do another workshop down there in Jekyll Island. That would
one thing we would have to do is, you know,
lovely.
right by your campground. There was that big old, I can't remember what it was called, Hutton House or something. Big old
yes.
mansion with no windows in it. There's no lighting at night.
Yeah.
It's completely dark. That would be the coolest place to paint inside through the windows.
That definitely would be. Yeah. Hopefully, if things, start to subside and everything, and, with 2021 coming up, that could definitely be a possibility to get back down there. And I'd love to meet you again. And yeah, definitely. We had a great time, and it was a good atmosphere. And other than them tiny black bugs that just bite you like crazy, but other than that, yeah, what an experience.
I'm going if you do that one again, 100%. There, look at Johnny. He's
Johnny?
got
Yeah,
glitter.
this is the bubble tubes I was talking about.
Okay.
See, they're not all the way down, but they're not 12 inches, I don't think. But like I said, they'll actually fit directly into the connector without any modification. And I just stuck some glitter down in and take the top of it.
Now that's glitter? Those are the glitter sticks, right?
That's those, yeah, that's a metallic pipe
The pipe
cleaner.
cleaners?
Yeah, Walmart
Yeah.
warehouse books in them. They're like $1 something for 20 of them. I think they come in a variety of colors. Or you can get just some parchment paper and roll it up inside to diffuse it. Make wands. They make real good light wands.
Nice.
But yeah, a lot of different things you can make. You was talking about the bottles a while ago.
Yeah.
What I'll do with the bottles, a lot of times I'll get a clear bottle, and then I'll get a bunch of the different colors, the green bottles, like Sprite bottles, root beer bottles, and I'll shred them into strips and throw them into a clear bottle and pop the light through it. And that gives you all the different colors. It gives you a nice blended color in the soda bottle type deals.
I don't know if everybody's familiar, but Johnny is like the tool mastermind over here, like he's sending me all kinds of stuff all the time. And, we're always bouncing ideas back and forth off each other, but he's really the mastermind creator of a lot of what you're seeing. And like the unicorns, he makes every single one of those by hand. Every one of those is twisted. Every one of those things, where is it? These things are a work of art in themselves, and Johnny's talking about, you're also going to do some tutorials of hold on, I'm going to grab them. Hold on.
Here's another cool tip while we're waiting. Said found universal connector fits neatly inside the T12 tubes. That's true. You take the connector and just stick it inside the tube itself to make your own light tubes. That's for the T12 tubes you get at Lowe's or Home Depot.
Look at these puppies.
Oh, nice.
These are custom Johnny Griffin specials. This is this Angel Fire? Is that what you call this one?
Yeah, that one's Angel Fire.
Look at that. And there's some customization going on down here. And what'd you call the blue one? I forget it.
Cosmos. You can see into the universe.
Look at that thing.
Oh man, yeah, that's nice.
See how it's just glued on the edge? Oh, I gotta shine a light through it. I don't know if it's gonna pick it up on the computer camera, but look at that.
Yeah,
with all the stars in the middle.
It's a work of art in itself. I don't even like using it. I feel like I'm gonna, mess it up. They literally sit in the cases because I'm scared to use them. I feel like I'm gonna mess them up. I feel like they're a work of art.
Another thing with the unicorn plexi. Show you something here. Again, earlier we were talking about hands and utilizing the hands for different kind of textures and everything, but this is me just holding it in that manner that I was showing you guys the portrait light. Also the feather attachment, just placement of hands, just adding that element. But yeah, it just made me thought about this image when we were talking about the unicorn plexis. So that's a great tool. I absolutely
I got a question about that one.
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
I think this would be helpful. How do you get that perfect circle? I know you have a technique for that circle of the flares that you have.
Yeah.
What's the technique that you use to get in the circle like that?
Well, you know what? I'm going to show you.
Aha.
So yeah, the way I do that, let me get my screen share on here, the utility. Come on. Yeah, so I do that with the G26. The neat thing about the G26 is it's so easy for just that burst. I've never have had another flashlight with that quick of a response as I find on the G26. It's just a really cool tool that I use a lot for flaring and stuff like that. But the way that I do that, I just got to run in here and grab another G26 and I'll show you.
Right on. See, I knew his secret technique and I wanted him to share it with everybody.
Put him on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what Jason was talking about was, so I start center of my model and I'm directly behind her, but I start with one hand all the way up and then I pop a flash. And the next step is to take the second hand and now I'm right here. And as long as my arms are fully extended, the diameter of the circle, and then I'll flip it to come right here, it'll be identical on both sides coming all the way around. So again, just at the top. And then right here, I flip it.
Got you.
Yeah.
And the only other question, the brighter one at the top, so you're just leaving that one on longer, correct?
No, well, that was just the circle in general. Another trick about flaring. What's that?
The one in the image that you showed, the one at the top is way brighter. So that's just, are you using a different light or are you just leaving the same light on longer?
I'm leaving the same, well, not the G26, but I'm using the Coast GX9R, but yes, I am flaring that longer.
Okay.
But there is a trick about flaring. You don't want to flare directly at the camera. See how I just blew it out? So what
Right.
you do is you always flare at an angle. So when you flare at an angle, you get a different response. See how you can see me now? If you're directly at see that difference? Just even with the webcam, it's producing the same effect. Especially if you have a beveled lens. The Sigma 24 that I use, 105, is flat. But if I were using like the Rokin 14 millimeter or Tokina 1628, that bevel works perfect for this, that angle flare. I call it the angle flare, and it produces this not a rainbow, but kind of I don't know what the technical term would be for it, but these other additional flare halos, you want to call them.
What's the word for that?
Yeah, there's a word for it, but
somebody on here knows that word. Come on, it's those are created when the light is bouncing between the different elements within the lens.
Right.
What is that called? Is it refraction?
It very well could be refraction. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Or fractaling, something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just like I said, this is a perfect example. Never do anything straight at the camera. Learn just slight little adjustments create totally different elements. I'm simply just using the same flashlight at the same on and off and see the difference between what an angle does. So just slight little, but yeah, flaring I love flaring. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Anybody got any questions or anything other than on the Facebook chat that we're not reading?
I'm trying. I'm reading it.
Can I just ask Johnny, it's Ian here.
Yeah,
He's there.
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, on that drilled plexiglass,
Yeah.
how deep did you drill, and have you got any images, any results? And a question for the two Jasons. On the plexiglass sanded on the face as well as the edges, do you have any images that you can show that gives unsanded and sanded? So we can see that, because I'm debating whether to sand some brand new plexis that I've had sent, but a bit nervous.
Hey,
Here's
John,
hold on, Ian. I'll give you something you can do. It'll give you the exact same look as the sanded plexi, but you don't have to sand it. And all you
Okay.
got to do is take the. Hold on, I'll grab it.
Okay.
I can actually
Almost.
show you a quick example. Just, I don't want to jump in front of you, Johnny, but this will just take
Go
one
for it.
second. To answer your question, I just got to get to the.
Can you see me?
So to answer your question, this is what I was doing the other night to one of the workshops I had. And this is a sanded feather attachment right there.
Is that sanded on the edge or that's sanded the whole thing though?
The whole entire thing is sanded. You can see it right here.
Right. Yeah.
I personally prefer a sanded, or a if I don't sand it, I put some kind of transparent gels and stuff like that on it. Or you can do partial sands with different kind of patterns. But if you see this, that milkiness, that smoothness right there, you're not going to get that unless it's sanded.
Yeah.
It's going to look completely different. Also, the neat thing about sanding your tools is you can kind of you're not having to shoot at a higher ISO to get the effect that you would necessarily with a sanded tool, because more light is reflecting off. It's holding in more of the light into the actual tool. If that makes sense, if that's what I'm trying to say. But does that make sense, kind of?
Rather than just off the edges.
Right, yeah. So the
Yeah.
whole tool is actually
Yeah.
maintaining a consistency of light. So
Yeah.
Now you're just doing one side of that, right, Jason?
Yeah, hold on. But so here's what you can do to get that same effect, or very similar. It's not going to be the exact same, but very similar effect without sanding the tool. And all you got to do is this is just for the edge. You take this, what is this called? It's transparent. It's transparent tape, but it's that milky. It's not the clear transparent. It's like that milky
Yeah.
I
white
think they call it invisible.
invisible tape. But there's the invisible tape. There's invisible tape that is crystal clear, and then there's like this
So
milky one.
usually the cloudy is the one they call invisible because it blends once you stick it on.
Oh, okay. All right. So invisible. There you go. But you just literally, you'll tape the whole edge all the way around, and you can just whatever kind of pinch it down like so. But you're going to get that same effect, a very similar effect as if you had sanded the edge down. You'll
Right.
get that here. And then what you can use actually for the face of it is you can use, what's it called? Hold on. I have it here. It's like, hold on.
here, I'll screen share. I've got an example of a image that's not sanded. So the only reason I'm getting a different kind of effect in that image is because I'm using the circle plexi, but I take this transparent sheets of different kind of colors. You can buy a big bundle pack on Amazon. I can throw whoever's interested with the link, but so that's a clear piece just with some some Now this is primarily the same example that Jason Page is demonstrating with the tape. It's just this transparent film that you can buy and just put around the edges there.
And how did you get the rainbows on your stars in your pops?
That is just the effect. It's the Tokina 1628. It does some kind of weird rainbow effect like that. Every time you flare with that lens on, you get that effect.
Refraction.
Refraction.
This is the difference in, so this is, I believe it's called contact paper. It's a sticky back contact paper. And so this is a circle that's not sanded, obviously, and that's not sanded, but it has a contact paper on it. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
So this will give you that same effect as if you had sanded the top of it. And the beautiful thing is you can peel it off. It's not easy to peel off, but you can peel it off and go back to the original circle if you want to.
That's cool. Thank you.
Of course.
Here's another example, not sanded.
Let's see if I can pull it up.
You can see that milkiness is gone. I don't know if you can point it out and see, but that is a non-sanded, just screw-on connector, a clear piece of plexi. The whole dynamics of it is a lot different. And the way you can tell is the sharpness. It's tends to be more of a sharper uniform light versus with the sanded version, you're going to get more of that milkiness, dragging of the color because the way that the light is hitting through the actual tool.
Any other questions from anybody?
Well, here,
Johnny?
right quick, let me show him how to go the other direction.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, this just,
All right,
let's put
now
the
see.
disclaimer in here.
Right here, I've got this just sanded down, just a sanded edge, right? This is what's called a plumber's storage. You pick them up at Walmart or hardware stores. But what this does, you can actually reglaze your glazed edge. The only thing you got to be real careful for is staying on it too long and catching it on fire. But with a little bit of practice on some scrap pieces, you can literally take it right back to being glazed. It don't work as well on face scratches, but on the diffused edge, it cleans it right up.
Hey, Stacy on Facebook Live, I definitely will post a link for that transparent film paper. I think Jason actually is the one that sent me the link, but if anybody's interested, I can show you how to get it.
Cool. Yeah, just a disclaimer, I do not recommend anyone burning their tools.
How you gonna learn if you don't burn your tools? As long as you don't burn your
Johnny
hand.
Griffin special. So
As long as you
but,
don't burn your hand.
yeah, don't burn your hand, don't set your house on fire, don't do anything Johnny's doing. Just let Johnny do that.
Oh, come on, ain't a party. Oh, mercy.
So those drilled holes, Johnny, have you got
Yeah, my typical rule whenever I'm etching or drilling or defacing, do anything inside the blade, anywhere from about 10 to 15% of the thickness. A good rule of thumb when you're drilling on Jason's plates, just the size they are, I wouldn't go beyond a 1/4 inch bit. And just where it stops tapering, just drill it down to where it's not actually drilling a shaft, it's just drilling the bit.
right?
So all you're really doing is scoring it.
But there's no coming back from drilling it. There's no.
No.
Once you drill it, it's drilled.
Get your torch out.
And
Exactly.
I'll tell you another thing you'll want to avoid is where the connector comes out here. You don't want to impede the light directly down the center. Because a lot of times if you get too big of a block here, it won't be able to pass it. Okay, so you don't want to go too deep, and you want to kind of avoid the center at least halfway up the blade. That way you get plenty of light to grab your diffused edge. Okay?
Excellent, thank you.
Does anybody at this point have anything else we can answer for you, or any questions, or new tutorials you want to see? Just especially for me personally, how can I help you get where you want to be? Is there anything that I can answer for you or help you out with anything?
Sounds like everyone's perfect.
All right.
Well, you guys have all been a tremendous help. It's great to go watch all your video tutorials and all that. It's wonderful to have that stuff available.
Thank you. We're trying to make a lot more stuff and trying to just, get more people involved, build the community, and spread the light.
If you go to the YouTube channel, to answer your question, just scroll down. It's this video right here, how to light paint unique portraits. There's a lot of, beginner level stuff in there about utilizing and using the fiber optic to answer your question there. That is from a beginner standpoint as far as the fundamentals of it and how to utilize that tool and talk about settings and all kinds of stuff in that tutorial. But it's the how to light paint unique portraits, and it's right on the YouTube channel.
Hey Jay, can you go down on the YouTube channel and just click on your spiral one, the spiral? Let's see how many views it has now. I want to tell everybody the story behind it.
We're at 921,000 views.
So this guy did not want to do that tutorial at all. I had to literally force him to do it. And now it's literally the most popular light painting video.
It's the most viewed light painting, one of the most top viewed
light videos.
And just in general with photography, it's crazy. Like it's coming up on 1 million views. But
and he would not do it. Like I had to fight. I was like, Jay, you got to do a video. We got to do a tutorial. Come on, we're going to go do it. We're going to go do it when I went to visit him. Finally got him up there doing it. He screwed it up 1,000 times. I had to edit it so much, but he did it. We got it up there. And then now look at it. It's like one of the most popular videos out there. Crazy.
Anybody else have any questions or, definitely give us some feedback anytime. I know, you can email or reach out via Facebook or message us anytime that you have any questions, and we'd be more than happy to help you out with anything you have going on. And again, just so glad to be a part of this community and have everyone that's here and be involved, and the participation with everybody just is open-armed with everything, and that's exactly how we all should be. And it's a great thing to be involved with, and I'm appreciative of all of you, and there's a lot of people that inspire me daily to do the things that I do, and part of that is the experience of sharing what I know with everybody, and that gives me a lot of joy and gives me a lot of inspiration to do what I do and my creativity. So thank you. But Jason, do you have anything?
Sorry, thank you for hosting it. Thank you all the group, everybody that's even the people that are not here in this, thanks for being a part of the group and participating, and all the support with our work, my work, Jason's work, everybody's work, and just light painting brushes in general. That we're trying to build this thing. Like light painting brushes is not just about the tools, it's about the community that we all have, and we want to bring everybody together. And anybody else, Jess is back. Welcome back, Jess. So any of your friends that are interested in light painting, share what we do with people. It's like Jason said, the best thing to me about this light painting community, and it always has been since the beginning, is that it's so welcoming, and most everyone shares their ideas and techniques, and they're very open. I don't know if you guys are had any experience with the photographic community, but it's a little bit different, with people are more secretive and they don't want to share and they don't want to help each other and don't want to share techniques and stuff. But in the light painting community, that's not what we're about. We're about sharing and helping each other and helping everybody succeed and grow and just build a better community. And it's a great example for the world, I think.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
what I love about it.
I mean, you hit it right there. Just, there's so many other elements of photography that I do, from my landscapes to my portrait work. I'm involved with so many different things, and you don't find the willingness to share and the participation that you do as you do within the light painting community. So that's that's an element that is very unique on its own, and it's very engaging. So I love that aspect of it.
Right on. Well, that's all I got, guys.
Yeah, just the 52-week challenge. Just remember that the next 2 weeks, just try to add as many elements that are many of the items that we've already used throughout the course of the year. And the image that has the most used items in it, like I said, Mr. Page has a $100 gift certificate for you. So you've got 2 weeks to do that. We'll probably just extend that to the end of the year. What do you think? To January 1st? Yeah. So now until January 1st, that's plenty of time to get the items together that you need and try to create that image.
Right on. Well, thank you very much, Jason, for putting this together. We'll do
Yes,
another
thank
one.
you.
Eventually, we're going to organize it, and I'm going to figure out how to share images and stuff too.
Right.
Like you're doing. But we'll figure all this out.
All right. Well, good deal. Thank you, everyone. It's been a
Thank
lot
you
of
guys
fun.
very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right. Have a
Thanks,
good one.
Guys.
All right. Bye, Jess. Bye, Johnny. Bye,
Bye.
Joe. Bye, Ian. Bye, Brian. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. It was great.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All
Have
right.
a good
guys.
night, everybody. Stay safe.
You too.
Bye-bye.